welcome to D23 Expo 2013. Alright, so in general here at D23 Expo, we've got a ton of different just stuff to do. A lot of hands-on activities, a lot of shopping, a lot of free swag, things like that. So the floor is kind of broken up. Off to the side over here we have the Collectors Forum, and we're going to go look closer at all this in a second. But we have the Collectors Forum, which has all sorts of kind of the typical con merchandise. Obviously lots of Disney stuff. There's a good number of Marvel and Star Wars things in there, so take a look at that. We also have things like the Disney Store and the Dream Store. The Dream Store has all D23 exclusives, whereas the Disney Store has exclusives for D23, but specifically from the Disney Store. So a little confusing, but that's where a lot of the general exclusives are. Behind me, we've got the Tomorrowland exhibit, which goes ties into the new Tomorrowland movie. So it's kind of this cool interactive experience where you're learning all these clues and historical pieces to try and solve this mystery tying into next year's film. And then off to the side here, we just have tons of things from the ABC Once Upon a Time booth. That's something from Comic-Con, obviously, to in-home entertainment, American Tourister, Party City, a lot of the Disney Channel stage. So anyway, just a ton of different arms to the many tentacles of or many tentacles to the monster that is Disney. So we're gonna take a spin around the floor and hit all these different places so you can get a good idea of what there is to expect. Comic-Con, D23 Expo has their programming tracks, and so they really, for the most part, have 3 big rooms. The arena is a 4,000 seat major hall, kind of similar to a Hall H, San Diego Comic-Con type thing, and then you have stage 23 and stage 28, which are, I'd say, around $2,000 or so in terms of seating. So both, all 3 nice sized rooms. A lot of the programming does lean towards Disney specific, whether it's Disney Junior, Disney, the teen programming, or in the larger sense, the films, animation, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, all those things. So as of now, we'll talk more at kind of the summing up part of the video about the panels in general. But there are some really cool things there, even if you're not the biggest specific Disney parks fan. So lots of things of interest there. They don't require anywhere near the amount of time or dedication that things like a San Diego Comic-Con or even a WonderCon might in some cases. So there is some opportunity there. That being said, they still get crowded, and there's some that will require multiple hour waits, such as, let's say, the film panel or the animation panel where they're doing their big thing in the arena. One thing that they piloted this year, and so we'll see what the feedback is, it's been kind of mixed results from what we've heard so far, is Stage Pass, which Stage Pass is, if you're familiar with Fast Pass at Disneyland, it is the same idea, but for panels. So they break up the day into chunks. It's not good for the arena, so it's only good for stage 23 and stage 28. So those decent sized rooms. But that being said, you can stand in line, get your fast pass for that. You can take the passes from your whole group and get all of your guys' stage passes, which is nice. That being said, we've seen some crazy lines here, so there's been a little bit of a debate over whether it's just trading one line for another line. And so I think the jury's out on that. I've heard people that loved it, I've heard people that have hated it, and so a little bit of a mixed response, but hopefully it's something that all the kinks are worked out, and that's something that works well for the future, and hopefully it's something that other cons can look at too. We'll talk a little bit more about all of that as we wrap up later tonight.